guys, welcome to the most iconic World Cup moments ever on FIFA. We're going to build a team of players which have amazing World Cup moments, some of them good, some of them bad, some of them career-changing. Now, the World Cup's about to start, guys. I can't wait for it. You guys can't wait for it. But let's get into this team and start showing you what we've built. If you enjoy this type of content, guys, feel free to leave a like, rate, and subscribe as well. And you can see the bench and reserves and even the manager. We're going to go through the 1v1, one at a time. Not 1v1, that'd be wild. Imagine setting Son versus Rivaldo and stuff like that. That'd be crazy. So we start off with Van Bommel. All right. Now, why is Van Bommel there? Van Bommel is there, guys, purely down to the Battle of Nuremberg. 16 yellow cards and 4 red cards in a game against Netherlands and Portugal. If you guys remember this game, or don't even remember this game, it was wild. Dirty tackles everywhere. I believe if this game took place in 2022, there would be more than 16 yellow cards and definitely more than 4 red cards. But one of the most insane games, they hated each other, absolutely hated each other, and that's why Van Bommel makes it in. The next one is Dennis Bergkamp. Loads of memorable moments from Dennis Bergkamp throughout his career, including the goal against Newcastle. Shout out to Newcastle fans. But he did show a moment of class in a World Cup against Argentina, which was a flick and a brilliant goal. And it was here, guys. We have got Dennis Bergkamp, whose face I am covering, with his little half volley into the far corner, beating the Argentina goalkeeper and even the defender. The defender, look at his face, guys. He is in shock. But if you guys have not seen the Dennis Bergkamp goal versus Argentina, definitely Google, have a look, and give it a watch. One of the best I've seen on the World Cup stage. This one's probably one of the most famous ones, guys. It is Baggio. Now, Baggio's insane player in Italy and for Italy and in Italy. But one of the moments that you remember him for, guys, is a penalty miss against Brazil. And basically what happened, guys, World Cup final, World Cup 94 in the USA. There's the Brazil players celebrating. I'm covering Baggio's head again. But Baggio had the last penalty to keep Italy in it, blazes it over the bar. And that was basically one of the most ruthless moments you've ever seen in World Cup history. And Brazil getting another world title. Unreal. And that's why he makes it onto the reserves. Ba-boom. Right, next one is Casillas. Guys, if you try and guess. We have to put Iker Casillas in, guys, one of the best goalkeepers in recent years, and pulled off one of the most important saves of his career for not Real Madrid, but for Spain, and it was in the World Cup final versus Netherlands. And it was Iron Robben, one-on-one, through. Easily could have scored, guys. But Casillas puts his leg out and makes a toe save, popping it around the edge of the post. And you can even see, guys, Capdevila behind him. So if you guys don't know where Capdevila was, boom, there he is. But an insane save. And then, obviously, Spain went on to win the World Cup that year. We then move on to Heung-min Son. He was a part of the South Korea team, which did dump out the brand new champions, well, the recent champions, guys, of the World Cup, which was Germany. Dumped them out in convincing fashion as well. Now, you can see the Germany glorious green kit, guys. I absolutely love it. You can see Neuer trying to punch the ball away. There's Joshua Kimmich, Mats Hummels, and there's Heung-min Son in the battle as well. South Korea eliminate the champions, Germany. And that's not the only time that we've got someone in there like this. Like we said, guys, good, the bad, and the ugly. And we have got the bad right here, guys. Ball with Rivaldo. He was taking a corner, wanting to take a corner. The ball was booted. Oh, guys, it was so fast. Booted right into his leg. It hurt that much that he had to lie on the ground and cover his face because of the pain and agony that he was in there. And a player was sent off for this as well, for the team that they were playing. Brilliant boots, Rivaldo. Probably that's the... He did almost die, guys. Almost died. Now, I would like you to check this one out. Google it, guys. Watch the video of the Rivaldo dive in the World Cup. Ruthless. But it gets even worse in this team. We have got Zinedine Zidane. Should have gone down, did go down as one of the greatest ever magicians with a football. One of the best creators, one of the best playmakers, and one of the most skillful at the time as well. But what you guys remember Zidane for in the World Cup, and even for his career now, is actually a reaction from something he definitely shouldn't have done. World Cup final versus Italy. And him and Materazzi came to clash. Zidane was walking off. Materazzi was walking towards him. Zidane turned round, heard something Materazzi said. Apparently, it was something to do with his sister. And Zidane turned round and slapped that big bald nut in his chest. Nearly killed him, as you can see there, guys. I don't think many people saw it, actually, but he did end up getting a red card after a few minutes of absolute what the hell has just happened. And then another famous picture, guys, is him walking past the World Cup as Italy go on to become champions. We have got a few Germans in this squad builder, starting with Toni Kroos. Nothing individual, even though he did score a goal in this game. And it's one of the most famous results in World Cup history. And it was recent as well, guys. A lot of people's favourites in the World Cup is always Brazil. And they matched up against Germany. And it didn't end well. There is the red and black of Germany. And there's Ramirez and Dante walking off, guys. Brazil 1, Germany 7. And I think Toni Kroos keeps making like anniversary tweets about the result as well. But it was, and there's another famous picture, guys, of a guy holding the fake World Cup with a hat on, and he's just in tears, as I think a lot of people were done. And I believe, guys, this was actually the Brazil World Cup as well, so it hurt even deeper. And the next one, guys, is Van Persie. I think you guys know why Van Persie's in the Flying Dutchman header versus Spain, and it's ridiculous. This picture does not do it justice, guys. Ball floated over the top. Van Persie had no other choice than to go for that type of header, and what a header it was, guys. Casillas off his line, ball straight over the top of him, and what a fantastic goal that was. Van Persie's goal of his career? I'd probably say so. Actually, is it his goal of his career? You guys let me know. Now, we can't do a moment squad builder, guys, without Klose. Klose, the all-time leading goal scorer in the World Cup. He has retired now, so he can't beat that record. I don't know who's even close to him doing it. But back in that Brazil World Cup, guys, because Germany made it all the way to the final, we did get a Klose. Klose becoming the World Cup's top scorer with 16 goals over his career. Unreal. And for you FIFA guys out there, you FIFA nerds, we were given a record breaker card for this, and it was disgusting. And I think it had 99 jumping and 99 heading. Miroslav Klose, the all-time leading goal scorer in the World Cup. This one we've put in, guys, Clint Dempsey, because the player which is in question actually isn't here. England versus USA. Clint Dempsey takes a shot from just out the area. Steven Gerrard around him. Rob Keane goes to gather the ball up. It looks like it's going to be a pretty easy save, guys. And then he absolutely fumbles it into the back of the net. And there is Rob Green looking at the ball thinking, can I get it? And he doesn't get it. And it's oh guys, it's like me clambering in the cupboards looking for food, you know. It was pretty hard to watch as an England supporter. Rough. Now, Luis Suarez, guys, one of the greatest ever strikers in world football, for Barcelona, for Liverpool, for Ajax, and more recently in Uruguay as well, lifting trophies there. But he's had a career of cheating, whether it be biting, whether it be becoming a goalkeeper in the World Cup against Ghana. You can see the ball was about to hit the back of the net, guys. Actually, two players on the line there. I don't know the other one. But both of them were going to use the hands to save it. And someone wants me to move the webcam. There is two players on the line, guys. Suarez is there, ball headed in, and Suarez palms it off. Now, it didn't finish there. It went on for Ghana to get a penalty, which would have seen Uruguay knocked out of the World Cup. But instead, the penalty goes over and he misses it. And Suarez can be seen on the sideline celebrating. And that's when he started becoming one of the most hated footballers around. So a bit like Clint Dempsey, guys, who added Patrick Vieira in inadvertently because he was a member of the team which was in a famous victory. Unfortunately, the famous victory wasn't for France, and it was against Senegal. Their World Cup debut. And there they are, guys, scoring the goal. I think it was El Hadji Diouf, squares it over, ball put in the back of the net, and they beat France in their debut World Cup game. Memorable. There's lots of dancing, lots of celebrating. And this was after France 98, guys. So there was not just France, but it's... So France were the World Cup champions in 98 on home turf. And then this was their first World Cup game afterwards, guys. And they get a loss in the group stage against Senegal. Before we move on, guys, the chat's getting a bit suspect. They're like, oh, where's Henry? And they're talking about the handball versus Ireland. And I'm trying to explain to you guys, it's in the World Cup qualifiers. So for a memorable mention, guys, and there's going to be a few more coming up soon, Henry, handball against Ireland in the World Cup qualifiers, guys. But remember, this is World Cup iconic moments, the tournament, not the qualifiers. We have got Tim Krul, Dutch goalkeeper, fantastic goalkeeper. And if you guys have seen Chelsea, they make substitutes. They take Kepa off sometimes. It depends who wants to be the manager or not. And bring on Willy Caballero, who's a designated penalty saver. Now, in the World Cup, the main goalkeeper for Holland, or Netherlands, was Sillissen. And Sillissen got subbed off at the final stage of the game for Tim Krul. And this was a decision made by Van Gaal. Van Gaal makes a substitution versus Costa Rica, and Krul goes on to make some fantastic saves and goes down as one of the more important victories. Van Gaal and his managerial masterpiece, guys. Absolutely crushing it. Now, I've got people in my chat saying that this doesn't count, right? Recent World Cup, Russia. France versus Argentina. Ball bounces out to the top right-hand side of the box, or left-hand side, depends which way you're looking at it. Pavard was there on the right-hand side and catches one of the most cleanest half volleys you are ever going to see. The technique, unrivaled. The way it floated into that corner, unreal. Mbappe, terrified. Giroud, shock. Otamendi, don't know what the hell's going on. And Di Maria's looking for a bottle of Heineken. But Pavard getting goal of the tournament in the Russia World Cup was one of the more recent highlights in the World Cup. Guys, we are going to do some memorable mentions now, or honourable mentions now, because some of the players aren't in FIFA, including Maradona, who was in FIFA last year but isn't anymore. Scores, and I can see so another guys call me out on it. Scores the hand of God versus England. That's what it's remembered for. All right. He also goes on to win the World Cup. But scores the hand of God versus England. But then, after that, guys, goes and scores one of the greatest ever World Cup goals of all time, taking on basically the full England team and slotting it past the keeper. And that's what Maradona isn't remembered for in that World Cup. It's more the first picture, which is the hand of God. And even that shirt recently, guys, sold for an absolute disgusting amount of money. Unreal. And Maradona deserves his mention. Just for that goal alone, guys. He would have got a mention for that goal alone, but obviously the hand of God is in there as well. So the next mention is David Beckham getting the red card versus Argentina. You can see some fantastic pictures of that referee. First of all, got Batistuta, Simeone, and I don't know who the other guy is. Beckham was on the floor. Simeone went to step over him or step near him, and Beckham kicked out. Referee saw it, straight red card. The England nation and media absolutely flew at David Beckham, and I can easily see it, guys, one of his worst moments in his career. Everyone blamed him for the cost of the World Cup. In the same game, I think it was Michael Owen's goal against Argentina. Was that the same game, MFC? Might have been the same game, that goal. But if you guys haven't seen that, Michael Owen's chip goal against Argentina, unreal. South Africa's World Cup debut versus Mexico. The game ended 1-1, guys, but we had a bit of a entertaining start to the World Cup in South Africa. Tisha blah blah blah, whose name I can't say, but if you guys want to Google search his name, it is nuts. And it was an absolute screamer, running down the left, cuts inside, bangs it perfectly in the top corner, and that was South Africa and Tisha blah blah blah, his name put onto the world scene. A lot of dancing ensued, and that's a nice honourable mention for South Africa. Now, surprisingly, guys, James Rodriguez isn't in FIFA because he's not in a licensed club on FIFA. But James Rodriguez scored an absolute wonder volley against Uruguay in 2014, guys. And it was an absolutely fantastic goal. One of the best. Now, one of the other pictures, which you guys may remember from this World Cup, is I think Colombia went on to play Brazil. And we've got David Luiz comforting crying Rodriguez. But he won the Puskas Award for this goal as well. Unreal volley. Get it searched. Guys, in the centre-back position, the first centre-back is going to be none other, I don't know why I'm searching France, it's going to be none other than Bobby Moore. Bobby Moore obviously set up a fantastic fund after his passing, or even during his life as well. West Ham legend, unreal centre-back, and one of England's greatest ever centre-backs. Now, why is he in here? For England fans, guys, or English people, we have only know that one ever World Cup has been lifted. 1966 at Wembley, and there is the England team with likes of Bobby Charlton in the bottom right. We've got Bobby Moore lifting the trophy, and Jeff Hurst as well, just next to him. But that's the only time, guys, we have won a World Cup. And that might be the only World Cup that we ever see, because I don't think I'm going to see one in my lifetime. Into the team goes Chiellini. Now, you would remember Chiellini is one of the greatest ever Italian centre-backs. Maybe not as good as decorated as Maldini. But he had a very interesting World Cup. He became the target of and became someone's meal. Now, I just said, guys, that this was funny. But in fact, it was not funny. Now, Suarez digs his teeth into the back of Chiellini's arm. Chiellini's like, what the hell's just happened? He's fallen over holding his shoulder. And then Suarez holds his teeth like he's been barged into. Oh, my teeth. Now, this is also a painful moment for me, being a Liverpool fan, all right? Because this basically orchestrated and give Barcelona a cheap way to get Suarez from Liverpool. No one wanted Suarez, guys, after this. On the world stage, he had done this. And that was him out of the Liverpool team and obviously joined Barcelona. But funny moment for some people, not so funny for Liverpool fans, definitely not funny for Uruguay fans. But Suarez was known for biting people, and he had just been caught out on the world stage. Liverpool were forced to sell him basically. The next one is not in the correct position, guys, but it is Mario Götze. Had a lot of injury trouble throughout his career, missing major tournaments, and obviously being one of the most liked German footballers in recent years. Now, he did do something insane for Germany, which is scoring the final goal in the World Cup final versus Argentina. This was the closest Messi had got to a World Cup, and Götze was there to bang the ball in after a fantastic bit of play. Unreal goal and deserved win for Germany, and I think Germany got a lot of fans after this, seeing the way that they played football, and that started their domineering time on the international stage as well. Now, an honourable mention I did miss earlier, guys, was teammate betrayal. Rooney and Ronaldo. You can see Ronaldo in the corner of the screen, guys, number 17 for Portugal. You may remember a wink that he made to his teammates. And Rooney was adjudged to a stamped on someone, and Ronaldo was there to try and get him sent off. You can see John Terry's face. That's probably the face when his missus caught him. And then you can see Lampard confused. You can see Ashley Cole wild, and that was the end of Rooney's World Cup. Now, if you guys have not seen the Rooney documentary, I'd recommend watching it, because this is covered in it. Now, obviously, a lot of people were giving Ronaldo stick, the English media, and they never thought he'd play for United again. But they did become teammates. They go on and win some more trophies together, guys. But the instant teammate betrayal there was unreal. I can even remember Rooney kicking off at Ronaldo as he's walking off the pitch. Now, we got to put Alonso in here, one of Liverpool's greatest ever players, and one of the most memorable World Cup moments happened with him. Now, we couldn't have the aggressor in this situation, but we have got Alonso. Reason being, one of the most famous pictures going around on the interwebs. And it was the battle of the midfield, Netherlands versus Spain. You can see Van Bommel's there again. He seems to be everywhere today. And then we've got De Jong going in for the ball. The ball is nowhere to be seen. You can just see it on the top left, guys. And he absolutely kung fu kicks Alonso right in the chest. As you can expect, red card, he's gone. Fair challenge, for you people are saying. We have got Frank Lampard in there, current Everton manager. England versus Germany. A battle of the ages. Some insane games being around, including the massive demolish of them with Emil Heskey, Michael Owen and the old school. But it was a game at the World Cup which happened, guys. Ball picked up by Lampard. Shot! It goes over Neuer. And then the ball hits the bar. It dips on down. It bounces. Neuer gets the ball out. And everyone, I think everyone, guys, and this is before VAR, knows that the ball's going over the line. Apart from the referee. Apart from everyone else. And Lampard, the ghost goal, never given, guys, and it moved over. This image doesn't show how far it went over, but if you guys do have a search, you can see how far it goes over. Obviously, England go on to lose, and that's what we're left remembering, the ghost goal. We have got Joe Cole in, guys. England versus Sweden. Balls on the left-hand side of the field. Sets up nicely for Joe Cole. Not really remembered for much, actually, but he is a nice guy, I've met him. He's a very good player. He showed me how to kick a ball. But he scored a fantastic volley, guys, in the World Cup against Sweden. The ball sets up nicely. He's on the left-hand side, fires it all the way into the right-hand top corner. And that was the goal versus Sweden, guys. Definitely worth the watch if you've not seen it. Now, this is very England-themed, guys. I'm sorry. If it's very England-themed, this squad builder, I apologise. But a lot of moments have happened, all right? English bias. This one, a lot of them are negative, all right? There's Lampard one's negative, Moore's positive, Joe Cole's positive. Who else have we got some negative ones? Actually, it's not that bad. But we've got Ronaldinho in there. The young Ronaldinho, guys. Right-hand side of the pitch. Free kick. Looks like he's going to cross it in. He whips the ball over into the mix. You can see Ashley Cole's there as well. It looks like it's a cross. I still don't know, guys, whether it's a cross or a shot. I don't know if you guys can answer that as well. Ball whipped in all the way over. Lobs David Seaman, who looked like he was someone for his back, couldn't jump. Ball goes over him, and Brazil dump England out of the World Cup. This is amazing. What you think? Definitely, see, even people in the chat are mixed. We're doing this on Twitch, guys. A lot of people are mixed on this one. I can see it being Ronaldinho being a shot, but I can also see it being an accidental cross. You just never know. But it goes down in history, guys, as one of the biggest mistakes Steven's ever made. And now he's advertising glass on TV adverts. And Ronaldinho, he's advertising World Cup with massive companies. Before we get on to the final two players of the team, guys, we have got, actually, one of the players in the team is a part of this, but this one is the England goalkeeper, Banks. Banks making save of the century. This picture doesn't do it justice, guys, all right? Ball rises into the area, into about just back into the 6-yard area. A rising Pele headers the ball down, and Banks jumps down and makes an unreal save. And Pele, I think, even said one of the saves of the century. Marshall's trying to sell me some other one yesterday, but this one was unreal. And hopefully in FIFA, guys, we get to see him as an icon in FIFA. But that save is going to go down in history, but he's not in FIFA. We've also got one more honourable mention, guys. Johan Cruyff hasn't really got a mention in this one because he didn't really do much on the world stage with Holland or Netherlands. But the introduction, guys, the World Cup of '74, the Cruyff turn. And if you guys remember the infamous video in black and white, the first ever Cruyff turn was in that World Cup. The first striker in the team, guys, is going to be a Brazilian. He's going to be 94 rated, and it is R9 Ronaldo. The haircut alone on that picture, guys, was from this World Cup. And it was Germany versus Brazil. And Ronaldo decided to go absolutely ham versus Oliver Kahn. This was the 2002 World Cup. Ronaldo versus Germany. Ball parries out to Ronaldo, he slips it in, scores a fantastic goal for his first. He then scores a second goal where he places it into the bottom right corner against Kahn, and then the famous haircut is remembered for all time, guys. Unreal World Cup player, unreal player for club and country, and Ronaldo's career obviously cut short due to horrific knee injuries. But I still rate him as one of the greatest of all time, and watching him in the World Cup was unreal. And his first ever World Cup, guys, I believe, was the World Cup '94, but he didn't feature. Interesting fact. Don't know if it's true, but I said it anyway. The final player... Well, wait, let's restart there. The final player in the best World Cup iconic moments, guys, is none other than Pele. Now, Pele's going to tick off a few boxes here. Not only the Gordon Banks save, but also the youngest player to score at a World Cup, the youngest player to score a hat-trick at the World Cup, and this is in 1958, by the way, and in Sweden, and also the youngest ever player to score in a World Cup final. Pele still holds all three of them records. He's not the person who is the youngest appearance. I can't remember his name now. Guys, you lot tell me, who is the youngest ever player to appear at a World Cup? But there it is, guys. 17 years old, 249 days, Pele, youngest ever goal scorer in the World Cup. And he's also won 3 World Cups as well, as I just pulled that from the chat. But a hat-trick, a goal, so the youngest goal scorer, youngest hat-trick, and also the youngest player to score in a World Cup final. So there it is, guys. The World Cup moments squad builder done. And the youngest ever player, guys, I've answered the question for you, the chat has. Norman Whiteside for Northern Ireland in 1984 is the youngest ever player to appear in a World Cup. Now, there is a few moments missing. You guys might have noticed them. You may want to mention them down below. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this, and hopefully you enjoyed the World Cup, which is coming soon as well. Feel free to leave a like rating, guys. Subscribe if you're not. And hopefully you've had a bit of fun looking back at still pictures, because I don't want to lose my YouTube channel. I would love to put videos in, guys. I just can't. But leave a like, rate, and subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye. And someone keeps mentioning Gary Lineker. Yes, Gary Lineker pooed himself and did drag himself across the pitch. Fantastic way to end the video.